And that wraps up another classic dumpster fire edition of kface. Thank you, Jeff and Gavin, for always being so wonderful and hilarious. You two really killed it this episode. I want to thank the brains behind this operation, Nick and Eric. This show would be a much lesser version of itself without the two of you. And I most importantly want to thank you, the listener. In a world of a billion podcasts, the fact that you've chosen to spend this time with us is greatly appreciated. Without you, there is no us. This is getting long-winded, so I'll just close this by saying if you enjoy the show and haven't subscribed, please do so. Also, please leave the show a positive rating and a review. Both of those things are a huge help in growing the show. Thank you so much for your support. Have a wonderful day.
So Andrew, how did things go wrong then? Because you were telling me that you're ruined in Animal Crossing right now.
I thought Nintendo liked moms. It was a great miscalculation by my part. There was a turnip day on Mother's Day, and I thought there'd be 0% chance that they would let people invest, especially potentially moms, go all in on turnips that week, not get a good return, not make like 600 plus. I thought it was impossible, and I learned that week it was very possible. Nintendo does not like moms. I can unfortunately report.
How much did you invest in turnips that week?
Like 6.2 million. I went all in. I put all of the bells I had.
How many trips? Because that's filling your inventory several times.
Yeah, well, it was all on my island. I stayed on my island, so it wasn't that bad. But I filled essentially my entire beach with turnips. Stacks of 100.
And then what'd you sell them for?
Well, that's a thing. I didn't sell them because it was terrible. I said I'd make a big day. Like I declared, once again, like the tattoo thing. I declared I was going to sell for somewhere between 400 to 600. And I started at 80, went from 80 to 70 to 60 to 50 to 40. It just went down. There was no up days. It never went above like the 95 that I bought it at.
The worst pattern you can have, I think.
It was really bad. And so I felt like the only right thing to do, because I declared that this was going to happen, was you just kind of have to accept the losses. And so I let them all rot. My cash is filled.
Even at that lowest point, you can still usually sell them for like 30, right? You could have made some of the money.
And my
back.
last price was 42, but at that point, like I declared that I was going to have this big week, and it didn't happen. So you die by the sword.
I'll be honest. God. In a recent Animal Crossing recording, I realized that some of my bunny day junk was blocking one of my turnips because I was keeping them in that room. And I was gutted that I had one stack of rotten turnips because that was like potentially 50,000 bells worth. You had an entire beach just riddled with rotten turnips.
I think my favorite part of this saga was I don't know if he did the same to you, Gavin, but Andrew just kept sending me screenshots of DMs of him talking shit to little kids on Xbox Live and getting into these heated rivalries using Garfield puns to insult people.
It's a serious game.
Do you have any of those exchanges to hand?
It's a lot of when you race against me every day is a Monday, stuff like that. Anything Garfield, Lasagna Mountain. It got heated. I've had 4 or 5 rivals.
I just don't know where this stuff comes from. Like, what made you... You're always doing the weirdest, most interesting stuff that I feel like no one could write.
Agreed, yeah.
Well, what do you mean, like, what started it? What do you mean? Like, why am I shit-talking?
Just with everything that you do. No, just like, what made you want to do that?
I don't know. I woke up... I always had a fascination with, like... There's got to be a Michael Jordan of basket weaving, and we just don't know who that is because nobody cares about basket weaving. I just find it interesting, like people that are like insanely talented at something, but also just nobody cares because nobody is aware of it.
Real fast, I just like to say to the basket weaving community that may or may not be listening to this podcast, Andrew's views do not represent the views of myself. Or possibly Gavin Free. I have deep respect for basket weavers. I have a deep and profound respect for you. Please do not mobilize the basket weaving lobby against us.
I can try to contact the people that currently live in the house, who I have no idea who they are, or I could try to steal my package back because I'm not. Is that illegal? Is that a crime if I'm stealing from myself?
Oh, I think the trespassing part is a crime.
That is true. Yeah, trespassing. But if I took a package
addressed
to me, because they have no idea it's coming.
If you saw someone sprint away from your front door with a package, and then they just turned around and yelled, "It's mine," would you be like, "Oh, okay"? Just let them go?
That's very suspicious. No, I see what you're saying. This is a weird situation.
Were you just in the shrubs with binoculars waiting for the mail?
It's worse.
Gavin, I am not an amateur. Okay, this is probably. I looked at this as like might be the only real heist I get to plan in my life, because I lived there, so I knew where all the blind spots were. So step one, phase one is what Jeff said. If you just show up, that looks very suspicious. Show up someone's door and look at a package. So I went to a Chinese restaurant the day before, grabbed as many takeout menus as I could. Because if they caught me...
Damn, the prep phase.
Yeah, you gotta have a prep face. If it's a plane, you gotta have a prep face. If they caught me, I wasn't a guy taking a package. I was just Chinese food delivery person leaving menus. I don't know if they do that. That's probably not something they do. But my head, that made sense. That was like an advertisement. I was leaving advertisements for this restaurant. That was phase one. Then I kind of figured out where to park the car. And I enlisted my mom as the getaway driver because I needed someone who I could trust.
Was she aware of the criminal activity that she was participating in?
I explained the situation and she gave no fucks. She was just like, whatever, you're an idiot. Sure, I'll drive you here.
I have got to meet your mom someday.
She is very lovely. She's not.
She sounds very patient.
Extremely patient.
Gavin also won't let me meet his mom. We should do a podcast that's just our three moms talking.
Talking about their ultimate face was giving birth to us.
Yeah. What's disappointing about your son today? Well, let me tell you.
Because they didn't know I existed, and I was sitting in a bathroom.
So someone else let them in?
Yes. Someone else was conducting the move. I was with the cat that has panic attacks when new people come in. I was keeping the cat calm. Things happened. The cat got covered in litter. I ended up with only my underwear left.
Oh, because you got caked in feces and litter?
No, I drenched my own clothes in water because I tried to have a bath.
Wait a minute. Let me make sure I have this right.
Okay.
You were in the middle of moving, and there are movers moving your house, and you're trapped in a bathroom with a cat, trying to keep it calm, and you thought, well, light some candles and have a bubble bath?
Well, if you're gonna be in a bathroom for like 2 hours, you eventually run out of things to do. Have a bath. And the tough part is you feel incredibly guilty when you're having a bath while people are lifting heavy furniture of yours. So I was trying to be really sneaky of like, oh, they're downstairs? Let's turn some water on. Turn it off when they come back up. They had no idea I was there. It was great. I did great in that department.
So what did you do for sustenance?
Oh, I ordered pizza the day before, and I brought the pizza into the bath. I had the pizza and I had a cookie, and I got one of maybe the smartest things I've ever done. Is the night before the move, I put my toothbrush in the cookie box. So I'm like, there's no way I'm going to remember to move this. And I'm definitely going to eat that cookie tomorrow. Forgot I did it. When I opened the cookie box to find the toothbrush, it was like I found $1 million. It's like, you're a fucking genius. It's the only way you would have brought this.
Well, I'm impressed it worked. Yeah, you know yourself better than anyone, I guess.
That was day one. I don't understand how hair works. Like I don't know how to communicate how I want my hair cut. So I've had like 3 stylists my entire life. Like one when I was a kid, and then one when I was like middle aged, and I went to that guy literally until he died. And now I went to this third guy. This is how it goes. I meet a guy, we come to an agreement on what it'll look like. If I like it, then that just becomes the thing, and I just say, just give me what I normally get. Because I don't know how to verbally communicate what I actually want. The problem is that guy switched. He was stressed working at a salon, so he switched to work in a retirement home. So I get my hair cut at a retirement home, which is not a place you want to go to with a Mike Tyson tattoo. I really should have.
At all, right? Not a place you can go right now, right?
No, that's another problem. I have no idea when I'll be able to get my hair cut. No clue. It could be months. Probably will be months, but it might even be longer.
How old are you, Andrew? You're like 24, 25?
25.
You're a 25-year-old man who goes to a retirement home to get his hair cut.
I didn't choose the retire. Listen, he went there. I'm loyal. I get my guy. I stay with
loyal.
my guy.
That's too loyal.
That's too loyal.
I don't know.
You Canadians are just too polite.
Well, honestly, it comes down to I don't know how hair works. Anyway, I hear what you're saying and I agree. Who knows, maybe common mistake. Maybe it's such a mistake. It's so common. I think it's insane neither of you would hurt it, but I could accept maybe it's a common mistake, so they kind of allow it. So I thought, who should I need to clear this up. I can't have this be a mystery in my life. So I reached out to the Queen of the Apes. I sent Jane Goodall an email.
What?
Looked up her institute.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, I mean, who else am I going to ask?
Speaking of you, Andrew,
yeah,
I want to talk about an idea. I mentioned earlier I have an idea for a product, and it centers around you.
Oh, this is horrifying. Considering the last thing you thought I would qualify for, I'm a little nervous.
I'm excited about it. And when I say product, I feel like that's a little disingenuous. I was just trying to be obtuse so that you couldn't follow the thread. I think that you have the makings of... I think that maybe we've all been looking at you the wrong way. And we've been, like Gavin and I, we've been taking you the wrong way. I've always taken you as this like happy-go-lucky, really talented, good-natured, good-hearted, too funny for his own good, too mischievous for his own good kid who kind of practices a chaotic good malevolence upon his own life, but also the people around him, but in an endearing way.
I'm waiting for the turn.
However, I think you have the makings of like let's say like a Krampus or
what?
What's another evil entity?
I did not expect
boogeyman type creature, right?
Krampus?
Like Candyman. Think of like a horror movie villain. Like like maybe
Hitler.
Well,
no,
I think less.
I really should have blocked that one. That's a regrettable miss.
I wasn't going that way. But yeah, I think more like the thing that people are scared of in the night. Here's what I'm trying to do for you, Andrew. I'm trying to make you more than a man. I'm trying to make you like mythical. I want the name Andrew Panton or whatever we end up calling you, like Andrew the Piss Perv or whatever it is. I want it to live beyond your lifespan.
The Piss Perv. I feel like myths and legends are never man-made. They always come after. You can't try and become a myth. You are just mythical.
I think if I put my foreskin in my ass, I would become. That would be a man-made. I think I'd get credit for that. That's never happened. I got into skateboarding because I saw a monkey do it.
That's the best segue I've ever heard in my entire life. I got into skateboarding because a monkey did it? What does that mean?
Have you not heard of the MVP film franchise? These were huge in my life. I mean, it would make sense, I guess, why I'm younger. But there were these series of movies called MVP, Most Valuable Primate, that were made by the people that made Air Bud, and I fucking loved them growing up. I was a big fan of the first one, which was about hockey. And then they made a second one, which was called The Most Vertical Primate, and that one was all about skateboarding, had Bob Burnquist in it, so you know it's official.
Yeah, okay.
Then they made a third one called MXP, Most Extreme Primate, about snowboarding. I watched that one the least. I don't really have opinions about that one. But I love the first two, genuinely. As a kid, I thought they were great. As an adult, I love them because their storylines are so overly complicated. Like the first movie is all about, like, he's in a research lab and they're doing experiments. It's like Planet of the Apes-ish, and he escapes it and then joins the hockey league and is the best hockey player ever. It's almost like a side story. The second movie is about he's so fucking good at hockey, they frame him to get out of the league. Like, they set up a brawl, and they cover a guy's glove with ketchup, and then say that the monkey bit him, so he gets thrown out of the league and he can't play anymore because he scored too many goals. They can't handle it. And they not only throw him out of the league, they make him homeless. It's not like he goes back to where he lives. They like give him his jacket and some jeans, and he's just homeless, and he's just walking around. And for half that movie, he's just homeless.
Why go to all those efforts to get the monkey out of the league? Why not just shoot him? Like while he's walking to his car or something. It's a monkey.
It's a kid's movie. This is the fucking Goodfellas. think they're gonna put him in a room and just shoot him in the back of the head?
I mean, I think framing him with a ketchup bite is a little excessive, but
it's
shoot
insane.
him? You want to like get him out of the lake and just fucking kill him?
What, you gonna go down for murder as a monkey?
Gavin,
dude, you don't respect human
called
life.
out the legitimacy of the plot of a monkey skateboarding movie. He's like, that makes no sense. Why wouldn't they just shoot him? It's so much more
The jail
complicated.
time for offing a monkey has to be shorter than offing a human.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was convinced that if a monkey could skateboard immediately, then there's no way I wouldn't be immediately good at it. And the only knowledge I had was Tony Hawk and MVP 2. And I really pushed my parents to buy me a skateboard. And my dad knew my motivation, and I remember him yelling at me, just because that goddamn monkey can skateboard doesn't mean you can. And I responded like, yeah, of course, obviously, but deep down I was like, there's no way this monkey can skateboard and I can't. So I got a skateboard, and all I knew was like Tony Hawk and MVP 2. And you know in Tony Hawk, like you stand and then you like kick the board down and go. Like that's how you move in Tony Hawk. So that's how I wanted to go. I got up on a ramp. And there were like maybe 10 other skateboarders there. And it became like an event. Like they were all behind me. They knew like I'd never skated before.
Wait, you'd never skated before and you dropped in on a half pipe or a...
No. It was like a small ramp. It was like an incline. Okay. Maybe ramp might be generous. But it was an incline that you'd like go down to generate speed so you could go through the rest of the course that was built. They called them course tracks. I don't know skateboard terminology. Park. I shot twice and I missed both times. Anyway... I had the board tilted like in Tony Hawk, and I was explaining what I was going to do, and the guy just kept saying, that's way harder than if just put the board down and then push. I'm like, no, this is how they do it in Tony Hawk, so this must be the way they do it. And I've seen a monkey do this. It can't be that hard. I made it like halfway down. I fell. My foot stayed on the board, and I did like the splits, and immediately started crying. I was bawling my eyes out. And then the park was like, ooh, and then they started laughing. And then I walked home and I never touched a skateboard again. That was the end of my career. I realized I couldn't. Just because a monkey could do it does not mean...
I can't believe you gave up.
Like, you were smart talking about, like, the different textures. That was not a consideration. I went into this thinking it would be super easy.
I was honestly just blown away at how confident you were. Because a stomach is only so big. And look at those bags. Look at those giant bags. Full of food. How?
It's one thing I've always said about Andrew is he has the confidence of a much more capable man.
Yes, I do. If I think I can do something, there's like 100% I believe I could. There's no 50. It's like I'm absolutely going to be able to do this. It's 0 or 100. I have no middle.
And then you did.
And then I tried it, yeah. I was nervous.
By 2 p.m., according to our Slack conversations, Andrew Panton says, "One bite in, I may have greatly underestimated these burgers."
I'm just going to... These are the events of my week, and it doesn't feel like I've had a really weird week. It's just been a week. I broke a toe.
What?
I broke a toe by accident. I'm fine. But I broke a toe.
Stub it on a fire extinguisher?
Oh, you know me too well. No, I opened the door angry. I should have had a nap. I should have had a nap.
You were on the way to your hate nap.
I was on the way to my hate nap. Yeah, doors are dangerous. I was frustrated, and I opened the door like as violently as I could, and I didn't know my foot was in the path, and my toe bent back. And when you're in pain, you kind of tense up. So I was just holding the door so it wouldn't give any relief, and then I kind of moved forward, and I'm pretty sure I broke my toe. So that was this part of my week.
But real quick, before that, why did you let me talk for 20 minutes about a mediocre grill story when you were hanging onto a broken toe?
Well,
you should have told me to shut the fuck up.
I didn't know. We didn't know it was a mediocre grill story until you got to the end. I was hoping there'd be a big twist. I was waiting.
You could still improve on it, Jeff. You could still walk out, go out there, slam the tip of your dick in your new grill, and then you
Dude, it would rip my dick off. Dude, I would have no dick. Oh, God.
That'd be
rip
painful.
My dick right off. It's like cast iron.
It's like a weird strongman competition. You're going to start just slamming your dick on items.
And how did you drift apart? Did you piss on his leg or something?
Yeah, it was a really unfortunate accident. He called me Krampus. I got a little aggressive.
All right, I think you're being a little serious. Obviously, Andrew's not going to pee on somebody's leg. What I assume is that you got caught watching his mom pee.
And then you didn't warn him that he was going to walk through it.
When I told the peace story, I really didn't. It's not worth the juice. Was not worth the impact of this. This is a thing that is stuck around. The story wasn't. Jeff, I don't call you the fucking grill master. You told an average barbecue story, and we let it go. We let it pass.
Oh, speaking of the grill, can I give you guys an update?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's working fine. Yeah,
Great.
things are good. Yeah.
Good. You got the thing?
Yeah,
put
no
in it?
issues. Yeah, everything's good.
Good to know.
You're not pissed off that it's a floor model?
Nah, it's fine. It still cooks the same.
Great. I'm happy for you.
You got to introduce the next faces. P-Boy and Grill Master.
The worst duo. Well, you said you had a product, and I said that I had a product.
Yes.
I wanted to share as well. Mine is actually a product. I don't think we could really sell the thing that you're...
Sell the franchise rights to make movies and books and like dinnerware and
I'm not talking
t-shirts.
About Piss Boy and Grill Master. That's obviously a multi-film franchise. I wouldn't discredit that. It's your whole Krampus angle. I don't think it's hard to sell. We can't travel right now.
All I'm saying is I think people in Vancouver Island are terrified of you.
I don't know about that.
I think you're a supervillain and you don't know it.
I don't know about that. But I can tell you what I do know.
Okay.
Is that we have a shirt. We have a shirt that came out a few weeks ago at this point, but we have a shirt with our show name on it. And when we were introduced the shirt, I suggested that we make a fuck hat. We have a hat that just says fuck on it. Would you rather have a bottle of piss thrown at you or a bottle of spit?
Probably. Probably because of the consistency. I would say piss.
Oh,
yeah,
definitely piss.
Because it wouldn't slime.
Well, it also pee comes out sterile. A mouth
I don't
is
think
a
that's
dirty,
true.
dirty place. No, it's sterile in your body, and it's sterile the second it comes out. I mean, if it touches whatever it touches outside, it gets contaminated by. But your mouth is fucking gross. And think about it. I could piss a gallon in 18 seconds. You know how long it would take to spit enough to throw on somebody?
That would almost make me respect it more, though. Like, that person was really committed to their plan. I agree, though. For me, it's simply the mouth travels. The dick doesn't really. No, it's not I don't know. Doesn't scare me as much.
The dick doesn't travel?
Well, like, I kind of know where the dick is going to go. It's not like going, like, I don't know where the mouth can go to a lot of places the dick can't.
And you went back to England, and we still had to finish some of the achievements, so we were doing it together.
Yeah, I think this was 2009 or 2007. Wait, was it Crackdown 1? It was probably 2007.
It was Crackdown 1. We've known each other a long ass time.
Yeah.
And it would be so late at night for me and so early in the morning for you because of the time difference. And I was, a heavy drinker back then, that I would pass out drunk and I would just stop responding to you. And you would pick up my car. You would kill all the cool thing about that game in the races is you could kill the other cars, the other competitors.
Yeah, Jeff wasn't great at the racing, so I would just use the ramp car thing and go around the track backwards and just bump every car that he was racing against off the road. And all he had to do was just finish. Like, I did all the work. By the time it was lap 3, there were no other cars. They were all flipped off into the ocean and shit. And then I was like, all right, Jeff, everything's off the track. And all I could hear down the headset was... And he was just parked against a railing. I was like, Jeff's freaking fallen asleep. I've done all the work here, and he's just passed out. So because it's Crackdown, I just lifted up his car and just ran his car around, which took like 20 minutes because I'm on foot holding a car. And he got the achievement. It actually worked.
Hey, man, I would have done the same for you if I'd been awake. I really appreciate it.
I did some literal heavy lifting for your achievements.
Did we vamp enough?
What do you mean?
Well, you told us to vamp because you were doing something.
I was finding you a picture of a full-size fire hydrant.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I posted it.
yeah.
It was like 1 minute
There it
later.
is. Oh, I'm looking. It's right there. Yeah, I see it's right there, Eric. It is. You know what it looks like? You know how when a dog is laying down and his dick pops out a little bit and it looks like a little tip of lipstick? That's what this looks like, a dog's dick. Yeah.
What?
It looks like a protracted dog's dick.
Fire hydrants
Yeah.
the city's
That's
dog
really
dick.
interesting.
I'd be horrified to hear you in like a Rorschach test. Well, these watts looks a dog dick. That's what those watts look like.
You know I'm right.
Like different animal dicks. No, I don't. I thought it would be a lot deeper, Gavin, based on what you said.
I mean, that's pretty big. It's only it's like a quarter of the entire thing.
It is big. I'll acknowledge that. I just thought it would be longer in my head.
Like usually when you look at something like a bank, or a shop, you're looking at most of it.
What? Sorry, what? What do you? What?
Like a McDonald's. A McDonald's. If you look at a McDonald's, you're looking at like 90% of the McDonald's.
I disagree. I've been to a McDonald's that has a basement. You're not seeing half of it. That's a terrible example. You're forgetting the basements. You don't see those second levels. I'll give you. You don't see basements. God.
Do you guys have a go-to thing that you can draw? Like I can't draw anything really, but
no.
If you had to draw something, do you like draw a house or anything simple?
No.
I can draw a face that's looking up and smiling really well.
You can draw
yeah. Not like a realistic face, like a cartoon face. There is a guy.
Could you do one now?
No, I don't have paper. I don't have a pencil.
It's like, who's the most successful Andrew Patton, judging by the chat?
That's the thing. I feel really bad about whenever I pop up in any way on the internet, because there is another Andrew Patton who is way more accomplished than I am.
What has he done?
This is what he's done. This has caused some problems in my life. He was Susan Boyle's original vocal coach. He taught her how to sing. That's what the top Andrew Patton has done, as far as what I'm aware of. That's the greatest accomplishment of any Andrew Patton. I don't think I have anything like that. I don't think I've ever gone all in on a movie. It's like if I'm buying something dumb like that, it's gonna be cheap.
I don't know if it's because we're recording this podcast. I threw up in my mouth.
Did you really?
I just threw up. It wasn't even for any reason. It was just a bad burp.
You okay?
I can't think of a better place to end it than Gavin throwing up in his mouth.
Why did that happen?
All right, well, that's about as much fucking and facing as I think I can handle for 1 week. So, and we don't want to run through all of our our supply of faces in the first episode. So, with that, I guess if you enjoyed this, and I hope you did, if you're still listening, you must not have you're either Andrew's mom or you didn't hate it. So, if you could like and subscribe, leave us a review. Believe it or not, that stuff matters, especially in this crowded podcast world where there's more than 1 million podcasts, and ours is named Face.
But leave it on Yelp.
If you enjoyed this podcast, or maybe if you hated it, but there's somebody in your life who you hate more than the podcast, and you want to spread misery their way, tell them about our podcast. Tell them they'll like it. Tell a friend or an enemy. Like and subscribe. Leave us a review on iTunes or Spotify or any of that nonsense. I feel a bit like a heel saying all this stuff. I usually make fun of other podcasters for doing it, but unfortunately it is... I'm going to cut all this. I don't know. I'm tired. It's been a long week.
It's been a long week.
It has been a very long week.
I got a bloody mental day tomorrow.
Do you have a mental day?
Yeah.
A lot of recordings?
All damn day.
How about you, Andrew?
I'm in the process of a move. I might not have a desk, so I'm figuring that out.
Do you wake up every day and then like the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I check the turnip prices, obviously in Animal Crossing.
Is this still the podcast?
Yeah, I think so. We're ending in a second. Is the first thing you do check your Garfield times? I just think
the shittiest ending ever. It didn't end.
It's not in. Eric's losing his mind in the chat. All right, this is.
Here's how I feel about turnips, right? There's no middle ground. At the beginning of the week, I'm like, I got plenty of time. There's no day where I'm like, I should get my shit together. It goes from like, I got plenty of time to shit, I'm running out of time to sell these turnips.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I start to get scared on Tuesday night.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit. It's the I got to shift some turnips tonight.
Dude, I sold at 604 this week.
Did you really?
Yeah, one of Emily's friends has her island in the southern hemisphere was 604. So
damn.
Shit.
Woo.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, do that. Face. Love you guys. All right, I think this is the part of the podcast where Andrew ends it. So here we
Ryan,
get away.
Oh, you want me to end it?
Eric's written the instructions right there. You see?
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to thank Jeff and Gavin for joining me on another wonderful episode of
Hey, thank
Face.
you.
Thank you.
We learned a lot. We got to see beautiful art. I nearly cried. Gavin's been hitting a piñata for 50 minutes?
Yep.
Not winning a single surface. Didn't win a single surface. Just want to point that out once again. Not a single win. I want to... What else am I supposed to do? Tell people to tell a friend. If you have a friend, or if you have an enemy, and you don't like the podcast, tell the enemy about it. Say it's great. Lie to them. If you like the podcast, and you have friends, somebody you care about, tell them. We'd really appreciate it. Leave a rating. 5-star. I mean, preferably 5 or 4. 4 to 5 stars, I guess would be... Do we care? I think we care about the rating, right?
I don't think you should tell people the rating to give. I think you should just say...
No, yeah, I mean, obviously, rate from your heart.
Yeah, I would
if
say
your
we
heart
easily...
was a 5-star,
we
that
toe
would
the
be
line
great.
between a solid, 5 to 6 out of 10 every week. And then you got to obviously translate to the 5-star method. I think it's a solid 3.
It's a solid... We'll just say 5, because that's what Eric said. He says it's 5. Eric
Don't
says
listen
5.
to Gavin. We're going to get a bunch of mediocre reviews.
Well, I mean, that'd
Subscribe.
be accurate, though. That'd be the truth.
You're putting it in their head that it's only a 3, though. Put it in their head that it's a 5.
Do you think it's a 5?
Out of 10, at least. But if there's only 5 stars, still use the 10-point system. You just go up as high as you can.
Got it.
As
Okay.
close
Yeah.
to the 10.
Yeah, the top 5 stars are hidden.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it works.
And
Subscribe.
Oh, right, you were doing this one.
Yeah, that's what you threw it in my court. Now if you want to take it back, I'll gladly give it to you.
I don't know. You
can
take
have
the
it.
rock.
Okay. Subscribe on whatever app you're on. In all seriousness, thank you so much for listening. This is such a stupid show that I have so much fun recording with my 2 friends. One friend, one kind of asshole who likes to fart and stuff. We live with it. But
Holy shit, there's only 50 surfaces in this pinata.
yeah, I know. It was a pretty
In the
good
world?
draw, right?
Yeah, it's 50 Xbox Live. I've continued the podcast, by the way.
Goddamn, we're running up on time. Should we start the show?
Yeah.
Yeah. Before you start the show, while you were talking there, I did look through Jeff's achievements in Master Chief Collection. And yeah, it goes like Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo ODST, Halo Reach, and all the Halo 4 achievements are just sat locked, like he's never touched the thing. You got a few multiplayer ones.
That's so fucking stupid. I can't believe it. I played every one of those games in the MCC. How didn't I see Halo 4?
It's right there. It's always been there. It's been there for 6 years.
God damn, I hate myself.
man.
All right, can I start the show now?
All right, should we stop?
Yeah, let's start.
Hold on. Hello and welcome to another episode of Face. My name is Jeff Ramsey. As you know, this is a podcast about asset and wealth management. With me is Andrew Panton. And Andrew, I believe you had some particular insights into the Canadian ETF market you wanted to elucidate.
What is the ETF? I have a lot of insights. Could you please remind me what the ETF is? And
I think we could just end it right there.
Oh, you want to end it there? Okay.
It makes no sense.
Okay.
Or we keep talking forever. I don't know.
Yeah, we could keep talking. I mean, I've
We
got a
ended,
little
we
bit
started.
of an update.
I think
We
that
did
was
the
the end.
middle.
I think it ends right after
Well,
you
the
stop
end was
talking.
at the start. So this is the start.
I think it starts. It ends where it starts.